Okay, so here we have some leafy green crinkly kale. We don't eat a lot of kale, so the reason that this is taking up so much space is because that's what one packet planted. So what I'll probably do is when I harvest this kale, I'll probably harvest all these plants in this area and just take them out and replant something else there, and I'll probably just utilize this patch, thin it out, grow up an individual plant and take pieces off it individually. Some dill came up from seeding from last year, and I've left a couple that were out of the way. Again, we don't use much dill. Patch of radishes, some chard, some green chard that's lasted over and been pretty good. Here's some cilantro that's getting close to going too far. It's starting to bolt. I'll do one more clipping off of these and then we'll replant cilantro. When it warms up, maybe another month or so, and we can probably start doing cilantro again outside. Here's cilantro that I just took the top, completely harvested off, and it's coming back out with some new sprouts that I can probably get one more harvesting off of. Once it gets this tall spike coming up, the taste isn't very good. You want the young, small, leafy parts. So this cilantro is going almost too far. Some more chard. This is the red leaf chard. Here's a good example of one. Nice plant that you can see where I've harvested off of 3 or 4 times in the past. Chard. There's my irrigation control valve. Edible nasturtiums. Chard. Some yellow and some orange. A line of bok choy down the middle. Arugula patch. These are chives that I cut down to the ground, but you can see the chives are starting to come back up. They don't like the middle of the winter, and with the day length short, they kind of fade away, but they're just starting to come back. I just had cleaned them out. Beets down that side. This is arugula down the middle, secondary crop. And then here's parsley is just really taken off, and I've been doing multiple cuttings on this parsley. You can see how many times I've just grabbed the whole thing, cut it off, flush up a couple inches. It just keeps coming on back. So nice patch of curly parsley. And then arugula. The arugula is an interesting crop because you want it when it's about at this stage. Once it gets much bigger than that, it's not very good. And so what I tend to do, we like to utilize arugula. What I'm going to do is plant like a small couple square foot patch of arugula and then harvest the whole thing, and then have another patch, and then have a backup patch coming along. So have some progressive seedings there. That's what this whole section looks like. Over here I put in a little fence with peas on it. The peas are starting to climb up the fence. White icicle radishes and some more regular radishes. You can see these are just perfect. These are called the French breakfast variety. And then tomato plant that's made it through. It's got some cherry tomatoes on it. This one tends to be kind of hardy here, and it's strung up there to the ceiling. I have some strings here that I've attached to the roof. I'm going to come in with some tomatoes now that this greenhouse is warming up, and I'm going to trellis those up, twine them up there. So that's how you can keep some cool season stuff going in your greenhouse with just a small space heater to keep it warm.